Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. Galaxia here. Now we are looking at and we are going to be reviewing a game called Blood Hunt. This is a battle royale that is based in the Vampire Masquerade universe, and it is free to play. This is a pre-alpha test, and they were kind enough to give Imperial News Network a game key to test it out, have a look, do a review on it. So here I am doing this review for you, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is a completely honest, non-biased review. And I've played it for a good about 4 or 5 hours. Did about 30 to 40 matches last night, and it plays very, very well. So you start off here, as you can see, just in a tutorial sort of. It's showing you the controls, showing you the sort of basics of how to be a vampire, essentially, in this game. There is a lot to this game. There is a hell of an area. Now they have removed traditionally, like say Call of Duty or Apex Legends, where you can go in quite a lot of the buildings. They have removed that aspect of it, but they've added in this ability, or they've opened up the roof of all the buildings to climb over. You can get up and over on top of buildings, and some buildings you can go in, and some buildings you can't. But as you can see, there's a hell of a lot of information, so we'll go over this throughout this video. If you do find yourself enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button, comment what you think about the game to see if it's something that you might be interested in. And also, if you haven't already and you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. So, let's get into this. Now, this game is, I've come up with a few comparable games. So it's kind of, in my opinion, it is kind of a mix between the Division 2 and the Division for the Dark Zone area. There is elements of Call of Duty in there. There's elements of Apex Legends in there. It is a very good high quality mix match of all of those. There's no, as far as the game is so far at this point, there's no vehicles. There's only select guns, and the loot is sort of distributed to the similar way as Call of Duty Warzone. As you can see here, there's weapons on the ground. Green, blue, purple is the quality. Purple being highest, green being the lowest quality. So there's lots of weapons, and there's armour, as you can see there. There's the Tommy gun, there's the LMG, you've got a revolver, you've got a katana, there's axe for melee weapons, and you do have two ranged weapons, one melee weapon, and blood packs, and so on and so forth. There's also marksman rifles, which are very, very helpful. I've been using the marksman rifle quite a lot throughout playing, and there's certain different types of vampires you can be as well, which we'll go into in a later date, or later in the video even. So there's different types, and to suit your play style. So the one that you see here has the ability to do that jump, and like a really powerful punch that knocks people off their feet and does damage. Very, very different abilities per vampire. There's 2 active abilities, and there is a passive ability. Now, what that thing there is like a vampire sonar. It highlights loot, highlights NPCs, which we're going to come into in a second, and it also highlights what some players have been hidden, or maybe visible for certain actions again, which we'll come into. So, as you can see there, the NPCs, so as well as players on the map, this is why I think it's a little bit like Division and Division 2. There are NPCs on the map. They are pretty tough. I'm not even going to joke about that. They are pretty tough. So go there at your own risk. Now, with the NPCs, they are heavily armoured. They do a lot of damage, and if you get caught by multiple, like 3 or 4 of them, you're in for a bad time. But if you do knock them down, and you manage to... They're normally guarding high-tier loot boxes for high-tier weapons and equipment and whatnot. So as you can see here, this glowing box is what you're looking for when you kill an NPC or a group of NPCs. Yeah, there you go. You get a high grade. I think that's the highest, or there's a gold tier, which is like legendary sort of thing. I haven't come across any of those yet, but hopefully I will one day. But you get high-tier weapons from those, and absolutely worth it if you can kill them. If not, you're going to die, and you're just going to get killed by the PvE, which is not ideal in a PvP game. But as for the game running itself, it runs very smoothly. I experienced one crash, which was which was me being kicked out of the match, and unfortunately that resulted in the match me having to go back to the lobby and start again, which isn't always ideal, but it happens. It's a pre-alpha, it's an early access game at the minute. Well, pre-alpha test is what the developers put it out as, so it is, for an alpha, it is running extremely well. Now, throughout the matches, you get different sort of areas to spawn in, as you would in normal matches, but we'll come to that in a second. But last thing, just before we move off the tutorial, this tutorial you do go through, you do have to go through this bit, and you sort of get used to the controls. As you can see, I've just been running around getting used to the controls and whatnot. The controls are very easy to pick up and play, very easy to get used to, so all in all, it looks like a very good game to start with. So let's dive into a few other details. So this is the character selection screen, where you can choose your character, find out which one's going to suit your playstyle. There's, as you can see, there's 6 different characters to play. Maybe they add some more in as the game develops. We don't know yet, but you have each character has 3 powers skills. So you've got the clan skill, which is, as you saw in the tutorial, that big leap, and that jump really, really far. Passive ability, replenishes up to half of their health while not taking damage, so you can sort of hide behind a wall kind of deal and just replenish most of your health through that way. And a shockwave punch, which again is one that I showed on the intro, where you did that big punch, and yeah. So that is the brute of the what do you call it? That is the brute class. So you do have videos here, but I think so. Like, there's the ability of the punch, and it shows you the ability of the soaring leap as well, which you can actually do mid-air, which is pretty awesome. So then we move on to the Vandal, which is, again, you have the soaring leap, like so. And then the Earth Shock, which is where you jump down and you send people flying up in the air and deal a fair bit of damage. And also Adrenaline Rush, gain moderate damage resistance when in close vicinity of enemies, which is a passive ability, so you can actually mitigate some damage or just by being around enemies, which is pretty handy. So that's more of like a tanking sort of setup there. Then you have the Saboteur, which is my personal favourite. You have Vanish, where you can become invisible, and I think it's 5 or 10 seconds. I'll show it you now. So you can actually go invisible and move around like that, and yeah, sneak up on them essentially. Then you've got the Sewer Bomb, which put on the wall, someone comes around the corner as light, then boom, like that, just like that. I'm glad that they've got these videos in, because it means you don't have to explain in detail or try and replicate what is going on. Then Unseen Passage, where yeah, there you go, you go invisible, which is extremely helpful when you wanted to be a sniper or something like that, which is one of the things I do, because you can climb up to the very top of buildings, is extremely helpful to get up to the top of the building, crouch, and no one can see you, then you can just pick people off from range. The Prowler, so become invisible and move rapidly for a brief duration, so that again, that's another one like this. It seems as these classes here share those first abilities. Yeah, they do. So then you've got a unique one, so Scouting Famulus, which is bats. You send bats to an area, and they will find someone within that area and target them just like that. So there you go. And then you have the Sense of the Beast, which, if someone's really wounded, you can track them like that, which is very helpful if it's been flashbanged, or if undercover or you can't really see. That is pretty handy. Those two are my favourite, if I'm honest. You got the Siren, Projection Dash, which is like a blink sort of movement. And wow, I didn't actually realise you can hold. Wow, okay, that is pretty handy. I haven't tried those two yet, so these are pretty good. Kindred Charm, like that. So they'll be pretty happy to see you and charmed, and just makes life a little bit easier. Getting feeding on people. And then Blinding Beauty, which slowly walked into pure blinding light, which is essentially like a flashbanger. They can't see anything, and I did get flashbanged in a recent match, which I'll show you. It is pretty damn effective. The Rejuvenating Voice, this is like the healer sort of class. You can send, like, yeah, there you go. It doesn't really need too much explanation in that. Final Act, instantly refresh your cooldowns, that's pretty helpful. You can dash. You can use your abilities when you're down as well, which can be very helpful. And so that is those are the classes, and also you can customize, which is pretty good that they've got this in this early in the game. I mean, there is limited amount you can do at the minute, but again, this is not something that you really want to be focusing on during this early stage of the game. Also, you do have these ranged weapons here, so there's a list of weapons. I won't go through every single one of them, but there's dual crossbows, pistols, light machine guns. There's all sorts here. Pump action shotgun, sniper rifle, personal favourite of mine. Tommy gun, machine gun, and then you've got melee weapons. These are pretty damn powerful, those melee weapons. Consumables, so you've got armour, some blood bags, blood syringe, crossbow bolts. You've got different types of ammo that you can change, so like precision ammo, high-powered rounds that are effective at extreme range. So you want to try and pick up the purple ammo if you've got your sniper rifle. Red Gas Neutralizer, the red gas that closes in around the map, a bit like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Warzone. The gas that comes in, it's a bit like that, but you can get a little canister. So if you're out in it, you can drop that, and it gets rid of the red gas around you, and for a very short period, and gives you that extra bit of time to get out. And artifacts, which I haven't come across yet, and I don't know what they are. So, cemetery. So they've got different dominions. That looks like there's these are parts of the map themselves. You can read up about the information on each area to find out where you want to start on the map. And because a lot of people will go to starting on a different area of the map, or sit and stay spawning on the same area, just so you know that area inside out, and then it gives you that advantage against other people that just sporadically going around the map. So this is the Elysium, which is the lobby that you sit in between matches. So these two here, I'm sure there's going to be more opening up for that as the game comes on. Collectibles as well. You've got collectibles. There's characters, as you can see. These ones are in the actual lobby, which I'm sure there's going to be something to do with them, but currently there isn't anything to do with them. And then you have a load of lore that you can go through at your own leisure. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of information already in this game for an early alpha. So what I'll do for you now is I'll play some. I'll put some highlights in there of some matches. Probably me dying, me getting a couple kills, so you can see how the game actually runs itself. But for a pre-alpha, free-to-play game, it is actually running very, very well. I'm really impressed with this game. I would happily, even if this was a pay-to-play sort of like you buy it, I would think after playing it now, I think I would buy it myself and play it with my mates. So far, so good. So I'll put some footage on of matches that I've been in and let you make your own decision there. This little clip here is just showing you essentially what it's like running around getting weapons and whatnot. As you can see, there are weapons dotted around here and there. This is me as the scout, the sort of trapper. But this what the clip. I'll show you what the NPCs are like. So this is the area selection on how when you pick a location on a map. So you just literally pop yourself down there, and then the little red dots around you is where someone else is going to spawn. You've got the first 15 seconds to decide where you want to go, and then you are locked in, and then it reveals everyone on the map. So as you can see there's 2 people right near me, but this match it went all right. It wasn't too bad. It was good. I think I was alive for a few minutes, but as you can see, I picked the Saboteur as suits my playstyle down to the ground really. And once you get into the match, you sort of start off, and then it's as it is with other ones, it's a countdown, and then you go. So one of my first things that I do to start off with is to use your vampire sonar to see where the nearest bit of loot is. Like so, and to see if there's any good civilians that you can feed on to get your stats down the bottom left. I'll go into those shortly, but this was actually a not too bad start. So I found an ambulance to get some blood bags, obviously for health, and I would recommend this starting area to people. So straight off the bat, I got some armor. I got a very high tier katana for a melee weapon, which you can feed on certain civilians, which glow orange. And you can increase your melee damage up to 50% higher than your base amount, which is pretty impressive amount. Now, as I said at the very start of the video, they have forfeited the building, being able to go in all the buildings, to being able to run across the top of them, climb up them. Most surfaces you can actually climb across and climb up. So as you can see, I take a shot there and didn't know it came up from on the roof, so I went around the corner with my melee weapon, and I used this guy's passive ability to sort of cloak and blend in, because I thought he might have chased me down, but he didn't. He actually decided to run up on top of the building there. So I went to go and chase him, and he saw me. I think he saw me at that point, but I don't know. Someone else took a shot at him anyway. But I started to look for ways of finding my way up there, getting more weapons, and double barrel shotgun was a good one to pick up, and just obviously sheer damage at close range. And then obviously swap the revolver for an assault rifle, which was absolutely well, pretty decent. And one thing you'll notice is when you jump on top of these vehicles that don't have anything in them, you set the alarms off, which obviously alerts people to where you are, and then they can obviously see hear where you are, not see, but hear where you are. But I normally tend to run across the roofs a lot. Like this guy here took a shot there, and then this is why I'm not very good at battle royales, because I am just a terrible shot. So I decided to disengage. He dropped down, so I decided to disengage, heal up, and try and come back again, or try and find a different route to where I needed to go. And I knew he was in that direction. That's why I was just checking up there. But there's no fall damage either, which is a nice touch, because I can't remember seeing a film where a vampire fell and shattered his kneecaps on all his shins. But you know, obviously getting shot from behind there, so I didn't see where he was, so I actually ended up running to find someone else. But as you can see, I mean, I'm playing this on ultra settings as well, by the way, so there's absolutely zero stutter. Well, I think there's the odd little bit of stutter on the loading screens, actually, funny enough, in comparison to the rest of the game. It plays very, very well. There's a lot of detail in this game already. A lot of people seem to be enjoying it. There's not really that long of a wait in between matches. So it's a really good. It's running very well. I've got very high expectations of this game now, as they've pushed out a very solid alpha. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can produce. Now, as you saw in the previous clip, this is another area of NPCs, and as you can see, there is a fair few of them. I think there was about 5 NPCs. That is too much for me to handle on my own, especially with the guns I have. So I decided to take the option of sneaking round, which you can do, just be very careful. I didn't realise I didn't have that at the time, so that's why I was like trying to swap it, but yeah. Then I got myself this I was actually going to pick up those dual crossbows, but I actually prefer the double-barreled shotgun to dual crossbows. But I'm pretty sure those crossbows will done a little bit more damage than that. But oh, and also so as you can see, so up there, he got knocked. So I thought, oh, that's an easy kill right there. I'll just go and make myself look good by getting an easy kill. Didn't quite work out that way, but it was. I mean, I got him. But, you know, then this is sort of like a finisher where you can drink the blood and fully heal yourself, which is, again, a really nice touch. It's another one that I do like. So I've picked up a marksman rifle there, and I'm headed right up to the rooftops because that's pretty much my sort of play style. I like sniping. I've never been good at up close and jumping around because if you ever played Halo, remember, you'll know a term called halo hopping. There is a lot of that in this because you can jump pretty high. Yeah, so with regards to this guy, I was tracking him for a little while, but I did take a shot, but I'm no really good at hitting moving targets very well. I'm just not, I've got the aim or the reactions or anything like that. But it doesn't stop me having fun, and this game is a lot of fun. I mean, this guy did get a lucky shot off there, which hit him. I think that pretty much cracked his armor almost completely, but a good dent of it was gone. But so that's sort of the perspective of. So that's sort of the perspective of like long shots and sort of how he can snipe in this game, like from a cloaking point of view as well. Because this is why I like this character, because you can't see him from a distance. If you're up close, you can see the light sort of bending. But from a distance you can't see it, and it is a really good way to play it, which is why I like it. But yeah, this so as you can see on the map at the top left, you've got the white line and the red gas closing in. Like, it'll tell you where your safe zone, next safe zone is, a bit like in Apex, where it'll show you where the safe zone is. And that so you can keep track of your movements and where you need to be within that time limit. So 3 minutes I've got to get to there, and so it is a very helpful tool, that is. Saw this guy here, and then I got shot from behind as well. I think this is pretty much I think it was curtains for me here, and I decided not to chase him because I was really low, so I just found someone down here to feed off, because if you feed off people like the civilians, you get your health back, which again, if you haven't got any med packs, it's great. And that one actually there increased my melee damage by 10%, and there's a certain types of people that if you feed off, you get different boosts. Now that was a sewer trap, which is pretty much the same as what I can do, which you'll see me use just now. Place one down because I thought I was being chased, as I did get shot. And then I thought I'd hide here, wait for him to come around the corner, and he decided to carry on the other way. So this is where I was kind of just thinking about what was going on, what I needed to do, and it's because the game is so open, it's from above and below and whatnot, you kind of have to have your head on a swivel constantly, which, I mean, you're doing most Battle Royale games, but those bats there, that's someone's ability, so they're using an ability up there that can sort of scout you to see where you are, and yeah, it's and it sort of pings your location to whoever's using that ability. And yeah, this didn't go well for me, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that was me dead. But that was just a bit of gameplay for you. So I came 8 out of 45, which isn't too bad for me, but you know, could have been better. So guys, there you've had it, a review of this game, Blood Hunt. It is an absolute corker for an alpha game, and it's really got a lot of potential. I really enjoy it, even though I'm pretty bad at it. I enjoy it. So if you do want to see more of this, I'll probably, when this comes out again on beta or full release, I'll probably play it myself over on my own channel, which is on YouTube, which will be a link in the description below. Also, thank you to Imperium News Network for giving me the game key to actually play this game and to show it you guys and to give you a review of it. And also thank you to SharkMob for allowing this alpha test for them to stress test their servers so they can find the bugs, the faults and everything like that, and make the game even better. The game has a lot of potential. It is well worth keeping an eye on. So I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it, if you thought it was good, bad, or I don't know, if you like battle royales. It's something a little bit different than your usual out in a field or something somewhere. So if you did like it, I hope you stick around. We'll probably start streaming this. I'll probably start streaming this over on INN channel, Twitch channel, which again I'll leave a link in the description below when this comes out. I'll also do some videos and whatnot on my own YouTube channel, and also there's going to be a lot more game reviews coming from myself for INN. So hopefully, if you haven't already, guys, subscribe to the channel so you can see more. But for now, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.